today's video, I'm going to be making a tier list of all the fusion Pokemon from Cobbelmon Delta's new update, Entralink. If you don't know what Entralink is, it's when you take two Pokemon and fuse them together. Just like you see here with this fusion. This fusion is called Clefgar, and it's a fusion of Clefable and Gengar. So, why am I still talking? Let's just get straight into the tier list. Here we have the tier list with all the fusion Pokemon in it. Sorry if the pictures are a little weird. I couldn't find good ones of all of them. But let's just get straight into it. So the first fusion we have is a fusion of Goldango and Tinkaton, which is called Goldenton. And this Pokemon, if I was to put it on a tier list, I would probably put it on A tier. And this is because its stats are decent. It's nothing broken. Pretty sure it has good special attack because the Goldango and good typing with Steel and Fairy. And the ability being Surge Surfer, which is I think a Alolan Raichu's ability. It doubles its speed in Electric Terrain. If you have an Electric Terrain team with what's his name, Tapu Koko, then I think he could be very usable. Not very usable, very good. But by itself, just on a regular team, I think there's better options. So we're gonna move on to the next one, Molteon. Now Molteon is a fusion of Flareon and Galarian Moltres. Now Molteon, we'll get into the other two later, the other two evolutions, but I would say Molteon is probably the weakest out of the three evolution Galar Bird fusions. So for now, but he's nothing bad. He's just the worst out of the three of them. I'll have to check his stats in a bit. They'll be up on screen if you want to see them. But I'm pretty sure Molteon's stats weren't that good. Berserk is a decent ability that he gets from Galarian Moltres. He's definitely usable, but nothing to write home about. So we're gonna be putting him in B tier. And I'll be fixing all like the singular rankings at the end, like where they go in each placement and all that. But next we have Leisler. Now Leisler, I think, has the potential to be really good. Nothing broken, I would say, but he definitely, if you put him on the right team, could definitely cook. Now Leisler, I don't remember his exact stats, but I remember them being really good, and they'll be up on screen also. With the ability, he doesn't get Unburden from Sneasler, which, by the way, sorry for not saying, this is a fusion of Sneasler and Leisler. And Sneasler is a good Pokemon. Leisler, pure Dark type, gets the typing and Poison and Dark, I'm pretty sure, which is good typing. And Leisler's just a good Pokemon. You could set up on him to get to sweep teams. He has Poison Touch, which I think would probably be his best ability that you would run on him. And for that, I'm gonna put him in top of A for now, but we'll see if anybody becomes better. Next, we have Armor Ledge, probably the coolest design out of all the fusions, which is a fusion of Ceruledge and Armarouge. And when I tell you this Pokemon looks sick and is really good, she's really good. With crazy stats being really fast. I don't think he outspeeds. I'd have to check again. His stats are going to be on screen. I don't think he outspeeds the really fast Mons, but he does outspeed majority. And his attack and special attacks are crazy, which I'm pretty sure he has the moveset of Ceruledge and Armarouge, being a pure fire type, which is probably better than Psychic and Dark. I mean Psychic and Ghost. But being a pure fire type has three weaknesses, which isn't terrible. Fire type isn't the worst type. He his hidden ability, which you're gonna run on him 100%. He gets stab on Ghost and Psychic moves without being that type. And whenever someone is below 10% or below HP and the turn ends, they just die. So focus ashes don't matter. I know that sounds really crazy and really broken for PvP, but he's not that bulky to be living that many turns for it to be being that useful. I would still run it because it can come up, and also the stab on your psychic and ghost moves is really good. But other than that, 100% gotta be an S tier. Then we have Ursanet. Ursanet being a fusion of Mega Banette and Ursaluna, two good Pokemon, being a ghost and normal type, which probably debatably one of my favorite types. Super cool. And Ursaluna is just a really busted Pokemon. The Ursanet, which is the name of the Mon, isn't the best. By the way, let me say this right now. None of these fusions are bad competitively. They're all viable. You can all make a team for all of them. They're all really good. I'm just ranking them on which one's better than the others. But for Ursanet, he isn't that crazy. His hidden ability, it's not my favorite thing in the world. Him having I forgot what the name of it is. It'll be on screen. And what his hidden ability does is it actually, whenever you're the last person to attack, which you're always gonna be the last person to attack because you're Ursaluna and he's slow, he gets I think a 30% boosted damage boost, which is good. But Ursaluna isn't the tankiest mon to be keep being the last one to attack. Which for that, probably gonna put him in B tier behind Molteon. And then we have Electrosaur, I think his name is, which is a fusion of Electivire and Venusaur, two beloved Pokemon. Venusaur is one of my favorite Pokemon. Um, I think Venusaur, well, Electrosaur is a really, not really good, but he's pretty strong. Having good stats, they'll be on screen, good typing, which is Electric Grass, and just being, I'm pretty sure his ability is Chlorophyll. So if you want to make like a Sun team with Charwy and the other Paradox Mons, he could definitely fit. He could definitely set him up to be a sweeper. For that, I'm going to be putting him in the middle of Molteon and Ursina. I think that's a good placement. Up, we have Ardeon. And Ardeon is really good, having cool typing being water and psychic, I'm pretty sure. Ardeon being a fusion of Galarian Articuno, the Zesty Bird, and Vaporeon. Um, I'm pretty sure its stats are good, having really good special attack. Stats will be on screen. I think I'm pretty sure he has competitive his ability, which is the same as Galarian Articuno's ability, which is good. Can be good. It's situational. Do think he's better than Molteon. So for that, I'm going to be putting him in the A tier, bottom A though. Bottom A. Alright. I think that's a good placement. Next we have Arctopult. And Arctopult is sick looking. If you can't tell, that's Dragapult and Archaludon, which is gonna be a steel dragon type, which is good typing, which also complements his ability, Levitate, which makes it so now he's not weak to ground types, he's only weak to fighting types. Being bulky, decently bulky, not being fast, which isn't the best thing, and being decently strong, pretty strong. For that, I'm going to be putting him in the A tier, probably right here. Maybe I'll change up the rankings in a bit, but next up we have Shakarp, the little meme of all the fusions. It's a, I know you can't tell, it looks weird, but that's Shaman and Magikarp, which its stats are abysmal. 150 speed and every other stat being 60 is crazy. Hilarious. It gets like no moves, can't TM anything, but its ability Fabled makes it so every time you get a kill, you get a +1 boost in every stat, which if you play him right, if you play him smart, you could win games with him, but I doubt there's way better options than getting Shakarp. So we're probably gonna be putting Shakarp in the D tier. But you can still use him. He's just the worst out of every fusion. And he's probably the not the easiest, but he's one of the easiest to get. Next up, we have probably one of the coolest ones, Iron Valiant. I'm gonna say right now, automatic S tier. But design being cool, being a fusion of Iron Valiant and Dialga, having really good typing, not really good typing, really good stats, which we're gonna be on screen. Typing is good, being I'm pretty sure he's Fairy and Steel, I think, which is also good typing, and pretty sure he has the same ability as Valiant Time, which is I think is it photosynthesis? No, I'm not sure. It's the one where he gets faster in the electric terrain. I'm pretty sure. But for that, I'm going to be putting him in the S tier. Next up, we have Mag Gudra, which is a fusion of Gudra and Mag Cargo. With good typing being Fire and Dragon, it still isn't the best fusion to get. It doesn't hit that hard. It's really slow. It's incredibly bulky. If you need a tank, I guess you can use it, but it's not really the strongest Pokemon. I think it has Flame Body. I have to check his ability again, but I don't know. Its ability will be on screen. Um, Probably one of the weakest of the fusions. Definitely not bad though. One of the weakest fusions. So for that, I'm going to be putting Magudra in the C tier. You know, I really like Magudra too because he looks goofy, but he's just not the best. Um, my ranking. This is my tier list. He's gonna be top of S. I don't care what anybody says. Leave a comment below what your tier list would look like, but I don't care. Clefcar better be on the top, or I'm gonna find out what you. Next up, we have Zapion, and Zapion is electric fighting type. He is the fusion of Jolteon and Galarian Zapdos, that Roadrunner. Being extremely cool looking, he's got to be strong, right? And they completely delivered on Zapion, having crazy stats, being incredibly fast, hitting incredibly hard, having decent typing, pretty good typing, being electric fighting. It hits like a truck. And for that, I think that's enough said already. Its ability will be on screen too. I forgot what it is. Just if you know uh, Galarian Zapdos' ability is, he has the same one. But just off of that, I think Zapion is probably going to get banned. It's probably going to be the top of S. Murai. Murai is a fusion of two mythical Pokemon, Darkrai and Mew. So you know it's got to be broken. Being a dark and psychic type with all 100 stats, it's insanely good. Having a move that can also change its stats in a weird way, I don't really know how to explain it, is also really good. It's just insanely good. Extremely hard to get to. I think it's gonna be worth like a lot when if someone can get a shiny or something like that. But it's just a given that Mewcry being this cool, being this goated, obviously gonna be S tier, I'd probably say. Now, moving on, we have the final fusion, my goat, Clefgar, being a fusion of what's it called? Being a fusion of what's his name? Clefable and Gengar. Obviously had to get him first than anybody else. Um Being fairy ghost typing, which is good typing, only weak to steel and ghost. Clefgar is extremely good. Not just being my favorite, no glaze. He is decently pretty good. Having really good special attack, good special defense. He can be a tank. He can fit on a lot of your teams. He does good damage. Having the ability poison heal, so whenever he's poisoned, he heals himself. So you can put a poison toxic orb on him. So he poisons himself, getting lots of health. I just think he's really good. And I think a lot of people agree with me on saying that Clefgar, my goat, gonna be S tier. Now, hear me out. Um, my ranking. This is my My tier list. He's gonna be top of S. I don't care what anybody says. Leave a comment below what your tier list would look like, but I